Am I the asshole for refusing to let my parents move in after they gave my sister my childhood home? I'm a 23-year-old woman who moved out of my parents' house 2 years ago when I got my first job in a new city. My childhood home holds a lot of memories for me, and while I was excited to start my own life, I had always assumed that one day I'd either inherit the house or at least have a say in what happens to it. My younger sister, Rachel, 21 female, is still in college and has been living at home while studying. A few months ago, my parents told me they were planning to downsize and move into a smaller apartment closer to the city. I was surprised, but I understood their reasoning. However, they then dropped a bombshell. They were giving the house to Rachel. I was shocked and hurt. They didn't ask for my input or even give me a heads up. When I asked them why, they said Rachel needed a stable place to live while finishing school and that she'd always been more attached than I was to the house. They assured me that I was always welcome to visit, but it felt like they were brushing aside my connection to the home. Now, I understand being shocked. I understand being hurt because as the oldest, you assumed that you were going to get the house. But your parents got 2 daughters, 1 house. Somebody wasn't going to get the house, and I think it's wrong for you to automatically assume because you have a connection, you were going to be the one given the house. They're not obligated to give you anything. I know it sounds mean, but that's just like the realistic side about it. Like, they're not obligated to give their house to you. They are entitled to give their house to whoever the fuck they want to give their house to. To make matters worse, they also mentioned they plan to use the money they'd saved from not maintaining the house to travel and enjoy their retirement. It felt like they were giving away my inheritance without a second thought. After a lot of back and forth, I decided to distance myself. I stopped visiting as often, and I only spoke to them when necessary. Rachel didn't seem to understand why I was upset, saying that it was just a house and that I should be happy for her. But it wasn't just a house to me. It was my childhood home, and I felt betrayed. I get that. I 100% understand, and I 100% get that. And I'm sorry that this hurts you so much. Like, I've never had to talk to my parents about an inheritance. I know for a fact neither one of my parents are leaving me houses or anything, so I don't have to worry about no shit like this. But, I understand why you would be so frustrated and hurt, and it's valid, and I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Now, things have taken an even more dramatic turn. My parents' downsizing plan didn't go as smoothly as they'd hoped. The apartment they moved into turned out to have numerous issues: leaks, noisy neighbors, and a difficult landlord. They called me last week asking if they could move in. Absolutely the fuck not. You cannot move in with me. Asking if they can move in with me temporarily until they found a better place. Nope, go home. Go back to Rachel's house. Everybody fit in Rachel's house, before it became Rachel's house. Go to Rachel's house. I flat out refused. Good girl. I told them that they'd made their choice when they gave Rachel the house and that I wasn't going to bail them out now. My parents were furious, accusing me of being petty and vindictive. Sometimes you have to be. There's absolutely no reason for you guys to come to me asking if you can stay with me when you literally just gave your youngest daughter a fucking house. Call your youngest daughter, explain to her the fucking situation, and make something happen, Captain. Rachel also got involved, saying that I was overreacting and that family should stick together. Rachel, these are your parents. Why are you not inviting your parents back into the home? Since family needs to stick together, why are you not opening your home back up to the parents that just gave it to you? Since family is fucking family, why aren't you doing anything? My husband thinks that I'm justified in my decision, but some of my friends have said I'm being too harsh and that I should help my parents out too. Now I'm left wondering if I'm letting my hurt feelings get in the way of doing the right thing. So am I the asshole? I say it all the fucking time, so I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes being the asshole is fucking necessary. Your parents hurt you, did not care about how you felt about it when you opened up and told them and asked them why. They didn't care. Well, your sister's got more of an attachment to the house. We're gonna go and travel. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Nothing's being left for OP. Nothing is being left for OP. But when shit hits the fan, everybody want to turn to OP. You should have thought about that before you said fuck me and my feelings and left me in the fucking dust. You should have thought about that. Them being your parents means nothing. It means that their punishment should be fucking worse because they should know better than to do that to you as your goddamn parents. Your parents are not obligated to give you anything. They're not. I said it in the beginning. Just because you're the oldest does not mean that you were entitled to receive what it was that you wanted. Your parents aren't obligated to give you anything. With that being said, it goes both ways. You are not obligated to give them anything. Nothing. Nothing. They weren't obligated to do shit for you. You're not obligated to do shit for them. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. They do not get to move into your house unless you want them to move into your house. They should have thought about this better. They should have planned this out. Who the fuck just moves into an apartment complex without researching it first? Like, no. Absolutely the hell not. No. You're not the asshole in any way. Now, I know I said a whole lot, but I'm going to say one more thing before I go. Now, you flat out refused, meaning you did not think about it. They said, can we come stay with you temporarily? Immediately. No. Cool. I think if it's bothering you this much and it's making you second guess, take some time to think about it. Do not consider anybody else's feelings, your parents' feelings, your sister, your husband being on your side. Consider only your feelings. Give yourself some time to think about it. And if it's something you truly, thoroughly want to do, help them. But if you don't, if you have any reservations at any point, don't do it. Don't do it. You're entitled to saying no. Just think about it. Think about it really hard, real good, thoroughly, and then decide what it is that you want to do. Either way, the answer is going to be correct because you do not have to allow anyone to move into your shit if you don't want them there, regardless of who they are. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she's not really the kind of mom she says and thinks she is? My sister will call Camantha. Camantha? Okay, Camantha, in her 40s, is much older than me, mid-20s. Camantha is a mom, and it's her whole personality. She constantly posts on social media that her home is open to any kid who might not feel like they have a place to go. She gets real into it, and every fifth or so post is one of those memes about being the cool place for kids to crash at, or that she just wants to be the house where all the kids can just walk in and grab a soda. She has her kids' friends call her Mama K. It's whatever. My mom was like this. But my mom wasn't no mama anything. My mom was Auntie Lovey to everybody. My mom was this mom. Recently, we were talking on the phone and she cursed and said, "Not again." She said she had to be quiet so no one knew that she was home. She then ranted about her neighbors who yell and scream all the time. What? And their daughter who we'll call Annabelle, who's 7. I guess Annabelle and Camantha's daughter, Petal, 8, are friends. Annabelle comes over every day, or at least she tries to, and she rings the bell and then sits on the porch if they aren't home. Camantha said when Annabelle comes over, she's always asking for food. Camantha feeds her most days. Why are you complaining, girlfriend? Is this not what you wanted? Didn't you want to be all the kids' safe place? Or was that just for social media? She said Annabelle's older sister, Betty, 15, refuses to go in their house when the dad is home. She'll even sleep on their porch. To me, this screams that these girls are very least food insecure, likely neglected, and possibly abused. I agree. The 15-year-old sleeping on the porch, there's a reason she doesn't want to go in that house. There is a reason she's willing to sleep on the front porch and face the dangers that come with a young girl being outside at night alone than sleep inside what's supposed to be her safe place. I think you're possibly correct. Camantha said she was just done dealing with someone else's kid. I laughed and said, so much for all those Facebook posts then. Oh, was she pissed off about it? She asked me what I meant, and I said that she posts about being the cool mom and the place that all the neighborhood kids could crash. But when someone actually seems to need that safe place, she's hiding in her bathroom and pretending that she's not home. I said that I guess she's not really the kind of mom she says that she is. Bingo. Because there's no way in hell you're going out of your way to make sure everybody knows that you're this kind of mom, but for when the opportunity to actually come, you're hiding in your bathroom. You're not even looking deeper than these kids are coming over asking for food. They're literally looking for a safe place, the place that you were pretending to have available to these kids. At some point, you had to have made them believe that it was okay for them to come here. So now that they continue to come here, you're refusing them to come to be safe. Like, you're not the mom you think you are. She went mental, screaming at me about how I don't know anything. Granted, Camantha did say that she'd be fine with it if the girl didn't bully Petal in school. I asked her what Annabelle had done to bully Petal, and she said that occasionally Annabelle doesn't sit with pedo at lunch, and one time she kicked mulch at her during recess. To me, these things don't sound like bullying, but typical playground conflicts. And frankly, a pretty weak excuse, and I told her so. Anyway, now Samantha's not talking to me currently. She keeps sending me hateful text messages about not knowing anything about kids. While I 100% don't think she's responsible for dealing with Annabelle, I do think she's being an asshole for saying that she's that kind of mom online, but then not actually doing it when it's happening in real life. So am I the asshole? My question is, if your sister doesn't want these girls in her house, because of how Annabelle is treating her daughter, 100% valid. Because can't nobody come to my house that's picking on my kid. I get it. 100% valid. No complaints there. My question is, if you know all of these details to the point that the 15-year-old specifically sleeps outside when her father is home, why have you not told anybody? Why have you not said anything? Why are you so okay with just hiding in your bathroom, not saying anything about it? Like, what type of fucked up shit is that? Like, you are not the mom you are pretending to be online. You're not, because the mom online wants to give these kids a safe place. The mom in real life is watching a 15-year-old girl sleep on her front porch and not saying a goddamn fucking thing about it because her 7-year-old sister bullied your daughter. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're literally just ignoring this. I should have kept reading. I should have kept reading. Edit. I did ask during the call if my sister called CPS on the parents. Samantha said she doesn't have enough evidence to make a report. So the 15-year-old sleeping outside to get away from her father is not enough evidence? All right. I told her that sleeping outside rather than inside because the dad was home was evidence. She told me to shut up and to not tell her what to do. I also live 3 states away, and I don't know any of the addresses or even the streets that Betty and Annabelle live off of. So I don't actually think I can call CPS, as all I have is a third-hand conversation as evidence and no specific location. I personally think your sister is the asshole in the situation because there's no way in hell that I would knowingly let a 15-year-old sleep on the porch. Your sister knows enough that she knows specifically that baby is sleeping out there to get away from her dad. But she's not even going to fucking try because she doesn't have enough evidence. Who told her what the fuck was evidence and what wasn't? Like, she didn't even bother to fucking try. A simple phone call could be enough to set shit in motion. It could be. It fucking could be. But no, you didn't even fucking try. You're not the mom you're pretending to be on the goddamn internet. You're not. And OP, I don't think you're the asshole for telling her that. You called her the fuck out. Am I the asshole for not doing a vasectomy reversal since my wife asked me to? I, 39 male, lost my wife and unborn son 8 years ago. She was hit by a drunk driver while walking home from work. I was devastated and I couldn't get out of bed for a long time. After years of therapy, I'm better now. I had a vasectomy a year after my wife's passing because I never want to be a father. I met Melissa, 35 female, 2 years ago through her sister, my coworker. On our first date, I told her everything, including the fact that I had a vasectomy and would never change my mind about not wanting to be a dad. She said she had no interest in becoming a mom either. We eloped 6 months ago. No, you're not the asshole. You told her from the very beginning that you had no interest in being a father and that you took the necessary steps to prevent that from happening. No, you're not the asshole. Recently, Melissa's sister gave birth to twins. I'm happy for her, and of course, I do my best to be a good uncle. However, since then, my wife has been nagging me, saying that I'm being selfish and should get my vasectomy reversed so that we can do IVF and have babies too. I reminded her that I was clear from the start that I don't want to be a father. She's now calling me a jerk, saying I made this stupid decision when I was grieving and that I should compromise by having just one child. She wants 2 and I want none. You guys are no longer compatible. I know it sucks to hear it out loud, but you guys are no longer compatible. You told her from the very fucking beginning what this was going to be like. I have no interest, no intentions of becoming a father, any way, shape, or form. She was okay with it. But now that she sees other people having babies, her clock is ticking, her her uterus is clenching up like, bitch, we need a baby in us. Now she's calling you out, telling you that the decision you made 7 years ago was dumb simply because you were grieving. No, you made the decision a year after your wife passed, but 7 years has gone since that decision was made and nothing has changed on your end. You guys are no longer compatible. Melissa says, I got my late wife pregnant, so it's very selfish of me not to give her a baby. Am I an asshole for not compromising? Imagine being in competition with someone who is no longer with us. Imagine trying to bring that up as your selling point. You gave your first wife a baby. Least you could do is give me one. Bitch. Bitch. Yeah, no, you guys are no longer compatible. And I see divorce very, very, very near in your future. But no, you are not the asshole. You are not the asshole. This is not something that you compromise on. You made your decision and how you felt about it clear. Crystal fucking clear from the very beginning. You took the necessary steps before you got back into dating to make sure there was no oopsie babies, that there was nothing that was going to happen to prevent you from living your child-free life. You found a woman who agreed at first, and now she's changing your mind. You're not wrong in any way, shape, or form for keeping the same stance that you had on it from before. She's the asshole for changing her mind, thinking that she can manipulate and emotionally guilt you into changing how you feel about it. She's the asshole for bringing up your late wife as if it was a fucking selling point. Like, this woman sucks. Hell no. This is not okay, but what I can tell you is you're not wrong. Would I be the asshole if I tell my friend her bridesmaids won't be throwing her an extensive bachelorette party if we aren't invited to the wedding? So I, 27 female, am friends with Jane, 28 female. Jane and her fiance Brad, 29 male, recently got engaged. Jane is one of my best friends and we've known each other since college. When talking about our future weddings, Jane has always expressed that she wants me and a handful of our closest friends to be her bridesmaids and to have a destination wedding. When I saw Jane and Brad the day they got engaged, one of the first things Jane said to me was how excited she was for me and our other friend to be her bridesmaids. This was about a month ago. However, now that Jane and Brad have started looking at wedding plans, they've decided to have a tiny destination wedding in Colorado, and only immediate family will be invited to save money. They also plan on having a casual party for all of the rest of their family and friends after, but there will be no ceremony or sit-down dinner. Even though I was disappointed and hurt to hear that I wouldn't be invited to the actual wedding, I understand that it's their right to have whatever kind of wedding they want. And if it's not important to her that her best friends be there, that's her choice. But what honestly pisses me off is that Jane still expects a bridal shower, a long weekend trip to an expensive destination for her bachelorette party, and even mentioned a registry for wedding gifts. Okay, I've never been a bridesmaid, but I know that being a bridesmaid is expensive because you're expected to pitch in for all of these things, the bridal shower and all the shit. But these women are not bridesmaids. They are not even invited to the wedding. Stop calling these women bridesmaids. They are not that. Not at all. No, babe, you're not the asshole. You are not the asshole. I find it ridiculous that she still expects to have these things thrown by and presumably paid for by the people that aren't even invited to the actual wedding. She still insists on calling us her bridesmaids, but since we won't be present at the wedding and we have no special designation at the party, I don't see how we actually are. You're not. You're not. Our friends are a bit split on what to do about this. Some want to confront her about this, and some think that would be an asshole move. Would I be the asshole for telling Jane that she's not having a traditional wedding so she can't expect traditional wedding benefits? I don't think you're the asshole at all. Like, you guys aren't bridesmaids. I don't know what the fuck you are, but you're not bridesmaids because, like you said, you have no role and you're not even invited to the actual fucking wedding. You're not even invited to the wedding. So no, like, how can you expect me to pay for your bachelorette weekend, this long ass trip that you're expecting, as well as to pick a gift for you off of the registry when I'm not even invited to the wedding? I'm not even invited. Like, no, hell no. I think, me personally, my opinion, I think your friend did this on purpose. She's calling you guys bridesmaids. That way you feel obligated to do this for her and not call her out because it's her wedding and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. And you trying to change it makes you the asshole. Like, I think she did it on purpose. Edit to add, I think a few people are misunderstanding my point here. I'm not saying that I don't want to celebrate her at all or that she shouldn't get anything outside of her wedding. What's bothering me is her stated expectation of a big shower and bachelorette trip without an invitation to the wedding. She explicitly said she wants to go to Scottsdale. We're in Tennessee, so this requires a flight. I would be more than happy to do anything for her. She could throw any kind of backyard, courthouse, big, small, whatever kind of wedding. I would do all of the above as long as I was actually invited. Jane made a choice. Jane made a choice to not include her friends on her fucking wedding day. So that means she's also choosing to not receive anything from these fucking friends. You guys being her friends does not make you obligated to giving her a wedding gift. Her calling you her bridesmaids but not actually making you bridesmaids does not make her entitled to you guys paying for this fucking trip. Not at all. Not at all in any way, shape, or form. As her friends, if you guys wanted to throw her a bachelorette party, not the one that she wants, but the one that you guys are willing to do, I don't think anything wrong with that. And I think it would be a very fair compromise between, the friends that are stuck deciding on what the hell to do and the friends that think that it would be an asshole move to call her out. Okay, we don't got to call her out, but we also don't have to do that shit. You guys do have options. This is your friend. This is your friend. And if you truly don't feel like this is something that would make you, step back and distance yourself, then just throw a smaller party. You don't have to do what it is that she's wanting you to do. Meet up at a bar. You don't even got to throw a party. You don't have to spend any money until it's time to buy drinks. Just go out, hang out and do something and vibe together. If you guys are really friends and you still want to celebrate her.